Hey friends, Adam here. Welcome to another tournament video series. This one was July 26th of 2026, played at the Breakaway in Burlington, Wisconsin. The title probably says it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to start out right away with the ugly. And that said, let's just head over to the table and get things kicked off. All right, we're kicking it off on table one, my nemesis. And I'm playing a gentleman by the name of Andrew Hoey. Andrew's a good dude. He is a 363 Fargo, and at the time I was 628, which means I need to go to 6. He needs to go to 3. It is 9-ball. Oh, that's a pretty brutal way to start. It is 9-ball, but it is 9-ball needs to be the last ball, so it's almost like 10-ball rules, except for there's no call pocket. 9 on the breaks do not count. Early combos do count, but then you have to, they count for making a ball. You have to spot the 9 and continue. So you may see that come up. I'll try to remember that in every match. There is no 3-foul rule. What else is going on here? It's basically for 9-ball for people who are afraid of 9-ball. There's been some players who complain about 9-ball being too easy and yeah, whatever. So, starting out here, I warmed up okay on this day. If I remember it right, it's almost a month later, but just things did not go well. Apologize for the crooked table here. Yeah, that's probably the straight line. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere in there. But I have to figure out a way to break out all this stuff and still get a shot. I could almost do it here from the 3, just go into the 5, but then I'm not guaranteed a shot in the 4. So I think I'm just gonna play this, and I'm gonna go off into the 8 and hopefully get a shot on the 5. If I hit this side of the 8, the 5 should come out here and I should have a shot on it. We'll see what happens here. Breakaway has tournaments Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. Friday is always 9-ball, but it's Texas Express rules. And there I hit just the 8, but just the 5-ball. I would have been better at hitting the 8-ball because this is not going to end up well for me. Well, it's not going to end up well for me either because I have to shoot from here. But Friday is 9-ball, Texas Express rules, including early 9s and all that stuff. Saturday is BCA 10-ball or BCA 8-ball. And then Sundays are a rotation every week of 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball. With the weird 9-ball rules. 8-ball and 10-ball rule are pretty much standard. And I just chucked that right into the rail because why not? I would have had some problems with the 8-ball, but I think it goes from down here. I think it goes up here. Then get from the, it'd be hard to get from the 6 right where the cue ball is right now to the 7 without going across it. I don't know if he tried playing safe or if he tried banking it. If it's locked on the 9-ball here, I'm in trouble. If it's not, I can go into the 5. If I can hit this side of the 5, which I don't think I can, I could come back around like this and underneath all this stuff. The way I'm looking at it, I think I have to go 2 rails into the back of it, kind of send it towards the side pocket, leave the cue ball up table. If it misses short or long, it could go back underneath these balls. Let's see what happens here. I don't remember a lot of this. Hit it a little bit too thin and basically just sold it out. Now the rails are super bouncy on this table. I'm kind of wishing it along, we like the curling brooms. We need those in pool. This should be 1, 2, and back over and try to get straight, pretty straight on the 6 to then be able to float up for the 7. Overcut it just a hair. He got the position he wanted. He overcut it. If he missed it, or if he to our right, his left, just like 1/8 of an inch more, it would have gone in. He would have been fine. Here I have to try to keep this line. I'm using inside to kind of hold the angle. That should work. I should be able to just float this down, get it about the 2nd diameter. So the 8's broken out. I think the 8 goes from over here. I'd like to be off the rail here, but I don't want to sacrifice missing the shot to try to get off the rail. So I'm just going to kind of follow this in. Hit it really, really, really bad. Hit it right into the rail. And on a worn-in diamond, meaning cloth worn-in, that's never going to go. Never, ever, 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 ever going to go. He has a little tough reach here. He's a taller guy, so it's not too bad. He shot that really fast. And as Trevor and I have said, there's when you're in a weird position, like physically on the table, like stretching like that, your brain just tells you to get out of it as fast as you can. So you kind of just get down one stroke, get out of the way. If you can tag the 9-ball here, he might free up the 8-ball. Otherwise, he's going a little bit away from it. He did, but he missed. And he left me in a really, 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 really weird position. I can't really kick this way because the scratch is just giant. I'd have to go like this and clip the top of it, and then I don't think I can make it. So yeah, going one rail up past the 9 here is good, but this side pocket point is giant. And so is the 9-ball apparently, just sticking out there. Like, how rude of it. Like I said, I wasn't playing well. I don't know. I talk about this table being my nemesis. It's kind of, I've played a number of final matches and I've won a number of finals on this table. It racks kind of weird. It breaks kind of weird. It's perfectly straight. Obviously the camera's tilted, so you just turn your head a little bit and it'll make it look straight. Unfortunately, unlike my camera and my videos, I can't adjust this without adjusting the entire thing because I grabbed this feed off of YouTube, including all the scoreboard stuff down here. So if I tilted it, then the scoreboard would be tilted as well. Don't really want to do that. It doesn't want to be over there. That's actually pretty good. I was going to say it doesn't want to be on the rail, but the way it looked, it was going to be over the side pocket, which gives him some good bridging. This, if you can go one rail and back, I like this. But I like doing it with a stun. He's doing it with more of a follow. If you do it with a stun, you can come up here and be 2.5 feet closer. Doing it follow like he did makes the shot, for his style, it makes it easier to make, but then it makes the position a little bit hard. So if you're one of those players that said, oh, I can get out and I always choke on the money ball, if you're leaving yourself far away like this, that's probably why. And he's going to leave me in probably the worst spot where I can see it dead on as possible. Now, I've been working on Sensei Nate's containing safety drill, which would send the 9-ball this way and to this rail. And the cue ball goes back and forth. I really don't care where the cue ball goes as long as it's going to stay on this side of the table. But if you underhit that shot, this is what happens. And that's exactly what I did. Underhit it. Played with a little bit low left, but now this is still tough especially for a player of his skill level, but this is one you can truly smooth in, don't have to care, don't worry about where the cue ball is going. It has almost no chance of scratching. And just like that, he is on the board 1-0, and I basically have to win this match now 6-1. Which I've done plenty of times against Andrew, in fact. Yeah, not too happy with the way this table racks or breaks. Did not make anything on the break. Did not leave anything on the break. There is no line to this 1-ball. So I'm going to be kind of releasing these videos every couple days. Trevor and I are this is what, Tuesday, what day is this? August 17th or Monday, August 17th. Trevor and I are going to get together on this Thursday to start narrating the BS League matches. We have played. Oh, that was a bad miscue. I think his cue got stuck on top of the ball coming off the rail. Now, a lot of you may think, well, why don't you go after the 1-9 here? Because it doesn't help, because it's not a win. 9-ball has to be made last. So it will count as far as making the 9-ball, but then the 9-ball gets spotted here, and wherever the 1-ball is and wherever the cue ball is, that's where I have to keep shooting from. I think, personally, early 9s help the lower Fargo players because they have a way to get out of situations they maybe not be able to get out of otherwise. But some lower level players don't like 9-ball and complain about the format, and this is what we have. It's still fun. It's still mostly 9-ball. Think of it as 10 ball without the 10 ball, without calling your pocket. Other than that, it's the same. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna start releasing BS League matches probably next week. This needs to hit the 5. I'm good there. And we played all the round robins. So there's 7 of us. There's 21 round robin matches. And then after that, if everything is tied or things are tied, we'll have some tiebreakers. And if after that, we'll have the finals. We have played all the round robin. That's all I'm going to give away. I'm not going to say how anyone did or what anyone's happening or what anyone's doing. There will be 4 people going into the finals. And then we will play a single elimination bracket, but we will also play a 3rd and 4th place match separately. So this looks like I should be out here. For those of you who see me play, I should be. I don't know what that stroke was. It did not look great. This one I want to hit on this side of the ball and have the cue ball come up towards the 9. Really no spin. Center ball is fine unless I'm coming all the way around the 8, which, yeah, I'm not really crazy. That's actually okay. I'm okay with that. Drink of the night is cherry Canada Dry Ginger Ale with cherry and berry flavor. Whatever that is. It's red, pink, kind of. I don't know, I want some sugar. Why not? We're in America. This one, I'm trying to get kind of straight on the 8, but right on the rail is not the greatest shot. I'm going to do a video on this exact shot at one point in my life. It's on the list. It's in the videos of what I'm going to call the shot of the minute, I think. I know a bunch of you gave me suggestions, and I think I came up with shot of the minute during the video, but that works. And this is just a stop shot. If you play this with a little bit of low outside, it kind of helps smooth the ball in. Am I playing it just middle ball and floating in? I don't like this as much. Okay, it's fine. And we're tied at 1-1. This is alternate break. It is leg for break, and then it's alternate break after that. And first ball made on the break. No real shot in the 1. The safety I like here is sending the 1 this way, and the cue ball naturally drifts over this way, and hopefully you don't leave this giant window, doing DVP kind of style lines, you don't leave this window. If you can send the 1 or the cue ball into the 3, that's really, really, really good, but you don't want to go overboard. In fact, I may just try to get the cue ball into the 3 and that's it, and just ignore where the 1 goes. Oh, he went for the combo. That's not bad either. I mean, it's early in the rack. The 3 is definitely going to be a problem. There's no easy way to get from the 1 to the 2 to break out the 3 to still have a shot on the 3. That's the real problem. I'm gone. Taking a break somewhere. There I am. What am I looking at here? Am I looking at cutting the 1 all the way down? Am I looking at playing the 1 on the side? Am I look at doing something else? So I think I was doing a 2-way shot there. I was trying to bank the 1 here and break up the 9, or maybe a 3-way shot. And if I miss, leave this somewhat safe, maybe? Even if he has the whole ball, this is not a fun shot because the cue ball is gonna come here and he may not get a shot in the 2 with the 4, the 5, the 6, all blocking. He's getting down on it pretty fast, so it looks like he has the ball. He's gonna leave it perfect for not me. So what do you do here? Do you try to cut this knowing that you could go off the top of the 9 and scratch? Do you try to play the bank back here using the 9 as kind of a stopper? I don't know what that was for. What am I looking at? If you play this with a ton of right spin, you can cut it in. If you miss the cut though, you probably sell out the 1. Hit it a little thin, almost made the 9. Now that would have actually counted as a ball made. The 9 would have spotted and I would have shot the 1. You don't have to call. I said it's kind of like 10 ball, but you don't have to call anything. So if it happens to go in, you just spot it and keep shooting. Wasn't really a fan of that because, like I said, if you miss the ball, it's going to hang up in the pocket a lot. Now, this isn't a super easy cut, but he made it work. Does the 2? I don't think it does. I think a lot of people would try playing the safety where they put the 2 down here, try to get the cue ball behind the 4. The biggest problem with that is getting the 2 ball all the way to the rail. I think he's going for the side. Problem with that is it breaks these 2 out. Maybe he knows I'm not shooting great today. We'll see. I actually don't mind banking this just 1 rail and go here. Draw the cue ball back. Well, that's a good try, but he got consolation prize of making the 5 ball. And he has to leave on the 2, and this is almost... Actually, this is a little bit easier than the 9 ball shot in the first rack that he made. So for me, I don't know how you want to play this. I love the 2 rail out of the corner, but the 9 ball is huge here. So I may play a tad of inside, which is I think what he did, but he hit it so soft that the spin went off the ball before it got to the 2 ball, and now he's in a weird spot in the 3. Not sure what he's looking at here. Both corners are the natural scratches on. I kind of like playing it up like this and playing the cue ball behind the 9 with focus on the cue ball. Or even 2 rails behind the 9. That was a great shot. He drew out of the scratch, made it clean in the pocket, and has a shot in the... Well, maybe not. I forgot the 7 was here, so I don't think the 4 was past the 7. He's kind of stuck here. Safety here is hard, and here's a problem in 9 balls. When with fewer balls on the table, the safeties get harder and harder. You can't necessarily hit this way and get the cue ball behind the 9 without the 4 going all the way down here with how bouncy these rails are. It's Wisconsin in the summer. It's super humid. I can't remember if we had it. We had a bunch of droughts this year. I can't remember if this is part where it rained or not. I don't think so. That you definitely don't want to do. Oh, maybe. Yeah. If you're going to do that, leave it in the pocket. That's a decent way to do it. I have to try to play a ton of left spin and go rail first into this, and then I'm not really going to get separation unless I can play off the back of this and have the cue ball come back here. Other shot is I can go 3 rails. Well, maybe not. 3 rails around the 9? I don't think that's there. I just drew lines that don't even make any sense. Pay no attention to the lack of physics on the table here. Whatever I'm looking at for a long time, and I don't think anything's there. I think I have to almost like half masse this into the rail, into the 4, and then I'm probably not going to get any separation. Or I'll just hit right into the 7. That's always an option. And scratch. Now that is not 2 fouls. It may seem like it's 2 fouls. In fact, a friend of mine had a conversation years ago. You should have like a ball in hand coupon that you get ball in hand now, and then you get a coupon you can cash in later on in the day or the rack or the match or whatever. That's not a thing. It might be. It's not. So the key here is going to be the 6 to the 7, because the 7 is you have a window here, or you have a window past the 9 to probably about there. You do not have this whole window because of the 9 ball. And the further away you get, the bigger the 9 ball is. Trying to go 1 rail and hold it on the rail here is very, very difficult. These, like I said, these rails are very bouncy. In the humid condition, these rails just... Humid condition, bouncy rails, warning cloth, which it's Simonis, so it plays fast no matter what, but it's super bouncy. Now he's going to get right behind the 9 ball, I think. He might have the 7. You may be able to twirl around the 9. I think our tilted, whatever that word is preventing us from being able to fully see the angles from this side of the camera. If you can get to a left spin, that would be huge, because then you can spin around 3 rails out. He was able to make it, but now he's stuck on the rail on a, what I'm guessing he's going to do is bank this. Go at the 1 rail in here. I would probably try to send the 9 ball up this way and sell it out again. I mean, if we're being honest, that's what I'd probably do. I think you got to fire that a little bit harder if you're going for it. So remember I said I wasn't shooting well. It doesn't really look like it so far. A couple errors here and there, but here's where the stroke just completely breaks down. If I'm remembering this right, which I think I am. And I just chucked that right into the rail. Not a fan. He's wondering, he's like, what are you doing? You're trying to get your fire down? It's like, no. I have bad days, just like everyone else. Not really sure what happened. At one point, buddy Michael came over and he's like, what in the Decel slow down half stroke was that? I said, yeah, I don't really know. Got the corner ball to go in. Did not want the 1 to go in. That would have been great to have the 1 sitting right here. Kind of play off it, bounce out, get a better angle on the 2 to the 3 is fine. But if you haven't noticed, Andrew's on the hill, and now I have to win 5-0, which is still doable, and I've done it before. But if I'm not shooting well and I'm starting to have stroke breakdowns that I maybe don't realize, a lot of the times when you miss a shot like that, you have no idea what happened. I know. And I think I'm a little worried about the bouncy rails, so I'm under hitting things. It happens if my table at home is much more slidey, especially since I just got the cloth replaced 2 weeks ago. Now it would have been after this tournament, I think, that I got the cloth replaced. I don't know. I need to check that. I need to do some actual verification on that. And I just hit the 3 ball right into the rail. When did I have the cloth replaced on my table? I don't know. I don't have it on my calendar. Well, that's too bad. I want to say it was 3 weeks ago this past weekend, which would have been first week in August. Maybe it was only 2 weeks ago this past. I don't know when it was. I have no concept of time right now. It's 11:47 p.m. on a Monday night. I'm going to be staying up to record a couple of these. Andrew made a good shot in the 3s, a little bit tough on the 5. I want to say that he doesn't use a lot of side spin. He definitely doesn't force the cue ball in like a stun or a draw stroke. He's more of a slow roll, floating the ball. This is not going to be good for him. Oh, it is. It looked... I don't know if it's because the table's tilted, but this ball like went and curved over that way, and I could do the regular. It kind of went like this. Go back to my straight line tool, which is the best one. This is probably not going to work in his favor, but this isn't easy for me. I've missed this back cut now twice. Once where the 9 ball was a little easier than this, and once where it was a little harder than this. This with the cue ball this close is a tough shot. So if I want to, I'd almost rather go here, but then you got to draw it out, kind of come 1 rail and out. Yeah, it looks like that's what I'm looking at. This is probably straight draw with no side spin at all. Because you got to draw it before the side pocket. You obviously don't want to go right in the side pocket. So hitting 100 miles an hour definitely helps, but I drew too much actually, and now I'm on this weird side of the 8. I can still cut the 8, but the cue ball is going this way, unless I put a ton of inside on it, and then it's going to be very, very missable. So I think I'm just going to send the 8 down here. Yep. Not too far. Okay, this is okay. Ideally, I wanted the 8 ball right in the middle of the, right under the 9 and the cue ball in the same line there, but this is still okay. I didn't fully saw it out. I don't think this cuts. If it does, you have to hit a ton of left spin on it and catch it really super thin, and then who knows where the cue ball is going to go. Like I said, I don't know how much side spin Andrew uses. There are some players at this skill level who are kind of before they're learning side spin. Yeah, that was a rough shot. And I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. My wife doesn't use side spin right now. In most cases, I recommend people starting out don't even try, because it changes how balls are, how the cue ball moves and how balls are made and everything. All right, so it looks like I have this easy shot on the 9 ball that I had last game that I missed. So let's see if I can make this one. See how the mechanics look. I'm looking just at my stroke here. That was rough. It didn't hit that solid, but we're tied at 2. Yeah, this table rack. Oh, geez, we're gonna play some straight ball 9 ball here. This table rack's really, really, really goofy. There's about 7 divots on the spot where the cue ball can hit. And I thought it was replaced. It might have been after this tournament it was replaced. It's still goofy. Those like micro indentations sit in the cloth themselves. The spot is there to kind of prevent that, but then you get, I was about to use a bad word, you get geniuses who will put the rack in place and take the cue ball and slam down on the balls while they're moving them all around, and it doesn't really help. I believe I'm pushing out here, yeah. Just want to get the cue ball way down here. I know that him slamming at the 1 only helps me because if the 9 goes in, it gets spotted. And I think I can run out 9 balls, but better, not easier, but better than he can run out 9 balls. Now he went for it and he completely safed the bejesus out of me. It was a good shot. I don't know if he would have been able to see the 2 if he would have been able to make this. And I just have a 1 rail kick at a ball in the middle of the table, so I'm going wherever I can go here, probably having to use left spin to spin into this ball and just hit it. If it goes in here, great. Almost. And, a lot of people say you play the table, you don't play the player. And I think, first of all, I think that's not true. I think there are definitely cases where you play the player, but I also think there are many cases where you can get yourself in trouble by underestimating the player and just kind of assuming, oh, you know what, and I do this all the time. It doesn't really matter what I do, I'll get back to the table anyway because he's not going to run out. And if you get in that mindset, you're going to find yourselves on the losing side more often than not. Now, he got himself saved here. I think he can hit this through there. No, he hit the 5 first. So I need to look at either like how do I need to be real with myself here. I need to give a real assessment, honest assessment of my playing. Am I good enough at this moment? Now, at any given time, you guys have seen me shoot like a 700 before, maybe, on this channel, and that's how Fargo works. You are able to shoot way above and way below your Fargo at any given time, and your Fargo is like an average of how you shoot against the opponents and how you do and how they do and things like that. But anyway, it's another rant for another day. I need to be honest with myself and say, can I really run this out realistically? And if the answer is yes, go for it. If the answer is no, play safe early on than later. Because like I said, when the more balls that go off the table, the harder it is to play safe. And I underhit this one by a mile, but in my head it's like, oh, I'll be fine because he can't make the 3 and get back on the 4. Dangerous thinking. Now we'll see. This requires low left. I don't know if he has this shot in his arsenal. And based on the fact that he rolled it in, he does not. Which is fine. He's learning. It's gonna be a shot he'll need to pick up to kind of go to that next level, but he just doesn't have it yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone starts somewhere. Question is, what do you do here? In his shoes, I would look to play kind of the 4 ball here, cue ball over here. Maybe use the 8 and 7. And that's basically what he did, and he's basically okay. Now I have a bank shot, but can I make this bank and hold for the 5? Doubtful. Can I bank it at the 9 and go up table? Probably, and maybe use the 8 and the 7 as blockers. Oh, I went for it, and with the help of the 9 ball, and actually with speed control, I was able to make the bank and stay on the 5. Now that's a shot if I miss. I'm hoping I can use these as a wall, because if it hits here, it comes out. If it hits long, it comes out this way. Hopefully. There are many times where it just hits this point, and just sits right in front of the pocket. So that, boys and girls, is not what you want to do when you have a ball hanging in front of the side pocket. Because all I need to do is be here, and I can play the 6 on the side, just float up here. 7, if I can't get on the 8, the 8 and 9 combos right there, I just have to control the 8 and the cue ball, because the 9 will spot, and go from there. So now I'm trying to figure out how to play safe on this. Am I going 3 or 4 rails around with draw? I am. And it did not work at all. The object was to go here and back over, and I didn't do anywhere near that. And I think the mindset I'm in, I have the pressure on me now for sure, because I know if I lose this rack that I'm in the 1-loss side. It is a double elimination tournament. This is the first round, so plenty of time to be able to pick things up. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, you kind of try to steer that in the pocket. Now, if you're just picking this video up in the middle somehow, I don't know how you would do that. That would be impressive. The 6-9 combo is a shot, but it doesn't matter because the 9, there's no early 9s in this tournament, and the 9 would get spotted here. I would have to shoot wherever the cue ball landed, wherever the 6 landed. On my luck, 6 hangs in the pocket, the cue ball goes right here, right behind the 9 ball. So I'm just going to go at this make and try to come out like this. Just like that, except for want a little bit more draw, but this is still okay. I'm still in a decent spot here. Now, if I cannot float past the 8s to play the 8 down here, I just come up here and plan on playing the 8-9 combo. Yeah, that's what I kind of got halfway in the middle of both now. So this is a weird spot for sure. Playing the combo, the cue ball is going to go this way. I have to make sure it gets underneath, both in a place to play the 9 and in a place to play the 8, because there's a chance the 8 could follow in the 9. Now it didn't, and I happened to get really good on it. I used the force to stop the cue. Did you see that? I don't know. Now some people just take like another stripe, like the 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever, and put it there, but I'm a purist and I don't like doing that. Tables are open for tournaments, so we don't have to put a quarters in or a dollar or anything like that. So what I just looked at scares the absolute bejesus out of me, because I know I'm not shooting well, and I'm planning on leaving the cue ball down here and playing the 9 in this corner, or in this side. I hope I'm not doing that. I hope I changed my mind. I hope I looked at it, saw how ugly it was, and then decided it looks like I'm drawing one rail out. Yep. And why don't we get right on top of the 9 ball? I got the old pool player hand flip thing going on. It's funny because Pete from the BS League, I pointed that out to him one night because I saw a player doing it. We were watching one of these matches on stream and chatting. And he's like, I've never noticed that before. He goes, I do that. And I'm like, we all do. Oh! So, missed the 9 ball. Now, should I have maybe left it there and played the 9 on the side? Possibly. But the way I'm shooting, in my mind, I know the way, if I'm shooting like this, I'm not comfortable with that at all. Now, I got really lucky. Andrew did not take any time on that and just kind of fired it in. But I have this back cut that I've missed now a couple times. Now, I did make the 6 ball almost the exact same way over here. And just the cue ball playing on coming out one rail and kind of out somewhere. Probably not exactly like that. These I play with low outside. And just fire him in just like that. And I take the lead for the first time in the match at 3-2, but I'm really still down because I still have to go to 6. So now I have to win 3-0. That's not going to be good. 6 tying up 3, yes. So the 6 ties up the 3. 2 balls all the way down here. Getting from the 1 of the 2 is difficult. Getting from the 1 of the 2 to the 3 is not easy at all. Now, if I were Andrew, I would put the cue ball here and draw it straight into the 6-3. I think he tried to do the same thing just to follow. And the table, again, it's tilted to the side, so it rolls off a little bit. Definitely rolled off a little bit there, and I think it's because it's tilted. It's really not tilted, it's just the camera. He's going to be in trouble here trying to get on the 3. He's not going to have a shot on the 3. Yeah, that's pretty much what I figured. Now, there's a safety here where you know the 3 is going to hit the 6 and stop, so if you can play like this, that'd be great. You'd have to use high inside or outside. This also works. He just fired at the shot and he left me absolutely nothing. I do not have a line even to the edge of this ball because the 5 ball is in the way. I don't know if I can masse here and come back, but if I can, I don't know if that does me any good. The question is, do you fire 1 rail at this or do you try to go 2 rails? I don't think I have enough angle to go like this. Ideally, that's what you want to do, but I don't know if I have enough to be able to do that. I just fired right at it. Hopefully, I would get the same kind of save he did. I got distance. I'm all the way on the rail. Getting to the 4 is kind of natural from here, but he could really easily wind up like almost exactly where he is by having this come up like that. Steered it a little bit. Remember when I said he could come back almost exactly where he was? The problem with this is that it's really, really deep into this pocket, and I don't have enough to be able to spin into it, I don't think. I almost have to do a full table masse, get my curvy thing out here, and have it go like this into it. I mean, obviously not like that. That would be impressive if I could do that. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Yeah, and I just barely missed it. But again, in my head, I'm like, well, it's okay. I don't have to worry. I mean, granted, that was hard. It's nothing I could do, but it's okay. I'm going to definitely get back to the table because he can't run out from here. And the more you say that to yourself, the more likely it's going to happen. It's, a boy who cried wolf, the wolf eventually comes and eats the boy or puts him in his oven in his gingerbread house. No, maybe that's something else. But this table is runnable. And as I curse him with him missing the very next shot. So I need to stun this out. Basically, if I can aim for the spot, getting the cue ball on the spot, it's a good plan. Now there's 17 divots in the spots. I don't necessarily want to be on the spot. It's a little light. Now when I play this here, the cue ball is going to naturally drift this way a little bit. And then when I play the 6, I may end up having to run into the 7. If I get to the spot, I can play it the other way, have it come off the rail and out, and then I don't have to worry about the 7 at all. So I think that was the stroke that my buddy Michael came over and he's like, yeah, look, I have no idea what that was. It was like a weird half decel, half no acceleration. I don't know. I don't have any answers. I think I'm talking to Michael, who's probably like off camera right here. And the only thing worse than doing a stroke like that is then in the middle of your run talking to someone about what your stroke is doing. It's just, there's no way to focus if your mind is all over the place and you're talking to other people and things. So do not recommend any of this. However, it still looks like I'm out here. The line on the 8 I want to get on is pretty big. I just need to slow roll. What am I doing? I have no idea why I did that. Maybe I was at the wrong angle that I thought I had to go this way. I have no idea. Now, this is the shot I had a couple of racks ago. You can spin this in without this outside English, which is left. There's an inherent flaw in this strategy. Coming up in 3, 2, 1, 0. And arms in the air, and I scratch. And I just give that to Andrew. It's ball in hand. I don't think he's going to miss it. I really, really don't think he's going to miss it. But this is what happens in these matches. So it is tied 3-3, and I take the loss. Go back over to this view. So there's the first round. Now I started out this tournament in the almost the worst way possible, losing to, and when I wonder, losing to a 363, which happens. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the way Andrew shot at all. He had some decent shots in this tournament or in this game match. And he's had some pretty good snipes before in the past. He's one of those dangerous players. But when I wonder why my Fargo isn't going up like I feel it should, I need to look back at these matches and realize, oh, well, you tied 3-3 against a 363. And then if you go on to beat a 650 or whatever, it doesn't matter as much as losing to this, because I'm losing to someone almost, 250 points below me. So anyway, this is the first match. I have several more to do. There's going to be at least one. We'll just say that. Actually, we'll spoil it and we'll say at least 2. We may see a Mrs. Adam G sighting in this video as well. But until next time, do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Let me have it. All the guys who are sitting there waiting and want to comment saying, you don't play like a 628. You're right. I did not play like a 628, but that's how Fargo works. I don't play every match like a 628, because if I did, I would be much higher than a 628. That's how Fargo works. So you can't just judge on one match or one game or even 1 week or 1 month. But anyway, rant over. We'll see you in match number 2. See you soon.